friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited you're here because today we're doing a Q&A. I love doing Q&As, I love watching Q&As. I've been watching YouTube for like 10 years. There's a reason Q&As are still around. They're so fun to watch. So I hope you enjoy this. I went on Instagram. If you're not following me on Instagram, you should be. I do a lot of book stuff, a lot of thrifting, a lot of Chicago, and a lot of chit-chatting, just like this, so check it out. But anyway, went on Instagram, asked you guys for questions, and now they're all in this little bucket. Isn't this so cute? This little seagrass is from Target. Question number 1, upside down. What do you feel most grateful for? This is a hard one. I feel grateful for so many things in my life. I'm so happy, healthy, lucky to live where I live. I'm definitely extremely grateful for my wonderful husband, Murat. He is perfect. We live together. Obviously, he's my husband. We live together and he supports me in everything that I do, and he's so encouraging. He's just a really good time. I love him so much. So I'm very grateful to have him in my life. I'm grateful for my wonderful family, for my siblings who I'm really close with, and actually I feel really grateful to live in Chicago too. I love living in a big city. I love being able to get anywhere I want to get with the train or a bike or, you know, without having to drive. Not the biggest fan of driving. So yeah, those are probably the things I'm most grateful for off the top of my head. Of course there's more, but you know. Okay, what do we got next? I don't know why I'm shaking them. It's not like I can see them. What is the best book you've ever read? Oh, this is impossible for me. I love reading. It's my main form of entertainment, my main pastime. But probably in the last year, I've garnered more favorite books than I have in any years previously. Hold on, I'll get them for you. I'm back. Okay. I went and grabbed 2 of my very favorite books from my shelf. First one, The Sun Also Rises by Ernest Hemingway. I love this book. I was assigned to read this book in high school, didn't do it. You know, Spark noted it like every terrible high schooler ever. But then I was traveling a couple of years ago, probably like 4 or 5 years ago, and I picked this back up 4 or 5 years ago, 3 years ago. So I was traveling in Europe about 3 years ago, and I picked this book back up and I just loved it. It's so immersive. It just really brings you right into the story. And I don't know, it's just a really beautiful, well-written book. Obviously it's a classic, thank you Hemingway. But it also had a really profound effect on my life, because after reading this book, I started thinking about books in a new way. And I looked at the spine to see who published it, and that is what really started my journey into publishing. So that's one of my favorite books of all time. And The Secret History by Donna Tartt. I talk about this book constantly. I adore this book. It's wonderful. So well written. It just is so beautiful, set in Vermont, super fun collegiate setting, but it's also kind of a thriller. There's death, there's friendship. It's crazy, and I recommend it to every single person. So if you're looking for a book to read, Secret History. Of course, I have a million more, but you should follow me on Instagram to get my book recommendations. Okay, next question. Question number 4. What are your dream travel locations? So for those of you who don't know, Murat is from Istanbul, and so Turkey is my #1 travel spot that I want to visit. I'm so excited to see where he grew up and visit Istanbul. It's such a beautiful city. And I've been looking forward to this for 3.5 years, so hopefully that will happen this year. Other than that, I really want to visit Tulum in Mexico. Tulum seems stunning and just like the most relaxing place in the entire world, so I would love to visit Tulum. Also, a lot of states. I live in the US, and there are tons of states on the west side of the country that I haven't visited. So like Idaho, I hear is stunning. Oh, and Nashville. Nashville, Tennessee is only a 6 or 7 hour drive from Chicago, and I've never made that drive, so I really want to do that sometime, because it's such an iconic city. It seems so fun. Love country music, love barbecue, like everything I could ever want is in Nashville. So hoping that that happens sometime this year. Those are my mains. Question 8, what is your idea of a perfect day? How cute. My perfect day, okay, we gotta start. Wake up kind of early, probably like 8-ish, go to a coffee shop, order a hazelnut latte, then read my book for a couple of hours, like enjoy the ambiance, my coffee, my breakfast. Almond croissant has got to be included in this. And then I would love if I could hang out with my husband, my sisters, my brother, my parents, my whole family, if we could go to an amusement park. That would be amazing. No lines. Perfect day, 100%. Murat and I went to an amusement park for my birthday last year, and he got very sick, so I'm not sure if that perfect day will ever happen. Okay, question 10. If you woke up tomorrow with an amazing new ability, what do you want it to be? Like a superpower, or let's see. I'd love to be able to fly, 100%. Well, everyone says that, but for real, I'd love to be able to fly. I would love to be able to speak every language in the world. That would be incredible. I'm trying to learn Turkish right now, and it's so hard, and I keep quitting, and I gotta pick it back up again. It's so hard to learn another language. I don't know, but I would love to be able to speak and read every language in the world. How amazing would that be? Also, very lucrative skill. I would be very hireable. Next question. Oh yeah, lots of Murat questions on Insta. Where did you and Murat meet / how long have you been together? So Murat and I met, we both went to Loyola University Chicago, and we met at school, but I was running a ski club and he came on our weekend trip. So we basically, the first time we met, we spent a whole weekend together, and I mean, it was over. While we were on that weekend trip, we had like a horrifying school bus, like 9-hour school bus ride that we survived together. He tore his ACL. It was a whole thing, but that's where we met. And that was about 4 years ago, a little less than 4 years. And we got married a 1.5 years ago. So you could say things are going well. Okay, question 7. How did you come up with your Instagram handle? Okay, my Instagram handle is @the_spines, so like the spines. And I came up with that because I am terrible at coming up with names for things. Like my AIM usernames and stuff when I was little, I was always like, oh, I can't do this. My first email had blonde babe in it, so questionable. But I came up with the spines after thinking about it for about a month. I was like, I need something bookish. I want something to really speak to me and that's easy and quick for people to say. So I came up with the spines, and it's like the spines of a book. I like it. I still think it's cute. Ooh, we're getting to the bottom. Question number 6. Do you have tattoos / do you want more tattoos? I do. I have one tattoo that I got when I was fresh 18, walked into a tattoo parlor by myself and got this. Can you see that? It's Leo the lion. Here's the head, here's the butt. When I first got it, I didn't have the tattoo artist connect the dots, and for the first week, every person was like, oh, is that just Sharpie? Everyone thought it was fake. So I was like, oh, I gotta go back and get those connected. And the tattoo artist was like, yeah, I thought you'd be back. So that was embarrassing, but I love it. I still think it's the cutest thing ever. And I just love this placement. I want more tattoos, but I'm not sure what I would get yet. So stay tuned. I still have some fresh canvas right here on this arm, so maybe I'll do that. I'd love to get a bookish tattoo at some point. I just have to find a good quote or like a good... I'm terrified of getting a quote tattooed because what if it's stupid? After like 5 years, if you have a quote tattoo, please leave me reassurance in the comments that it'll be fine. Question 5. What is something you believe in wholeheartedly? That's an interesting question. Okay, I believe that a lot of people go through high school or go through college and then they just kind of stop, you know, like, okay, did my time, got my degree, and now I don't need to learn anything else. And I just don't feel that way at all. I love learning. I'm always trying to pick up something new. I took a webinar yesterday on Instagram, or I'll like try to learn a language. I use Skillshare a lot to learn how to edit, or I'm always taking out new projects and trying to learn more things. Probably my most favorite thing I took classes on this year is color theory. I find color theory so fascinating, and I would love to take more classes in the psychology area of real life. I think that's incredible. So always stay learning, It's something I really believe in. Last question, and it's question number 1. That worked out beautifully. What are things you always do or places you visit when traveling to a new city? Let's see. Well, when I travel, I always visit coffee shops, because I love seeing coffee shop culture in different countries and different cities. Because, for example, in Chicago, you can go sit in a coffee shop for 8 hours and do work on your computer, read your book, whatever, like take up the same table. When I lived in Sicily, absolutely not. I think I would have been like kicked out of town if I brought my laptop to a coffee shop. It's a very like social place. You just order your coffee and you drink it, your espresso shot mostly, at the bar, and then you go on your way. There's no like to-go cups, nothing like that. So I find that to be a very interesting portal into the city as a whole and their culture. So I always do that. I love visiting bookstores. I like visiting art museums. I don't do it every time I visit, depends on how long the trip is, or like unusual museums. When I went to Milan a couple of years ago, I was traveling by myself and I visited the design museum there, and I still think about it almost every day. It was such a beautiful experience, like one of my most favorite travel memories to date. So yeah, and I also just like to take super long walks and look at all the architecture. I love walking. I do that in Chicago like every day. So I could walk around a new city for 8 months and be happy. So those are the main things that I do. And that's all. I don't have any more questions for you, but please do leave me more questions in the comments. I'd be happy to answer either there or in a new video. And that's all I have for you today. Make sure you subscribe, hit the notification bell, come find me on Instagram. You know the drill. See you next time. Bye.